The Indonesian jungle whispered as a behemoth of Soviet engineering descended from the sky. It was the Mi-6, a helicopter unlike any other. This titan of the skies, with its massive twin-rotor design, was a symbol of Soviet technological prowess. In the humid air of Southeast Asia, the Mi-6 was about to play a crucial role in a conflict that would shape the destiny of a nation Operation Dwikora. The year was 1964. Indonesia, under the leadership of President Sukarno, found itself embroiled in a bitter struggle against the newly formed Federation of Malaysia. Sukarno saw the Federation as a neo-colonial entity, a threat to Indonesia's national integrity. He launched Operation Dwikora, a campaign of military confrontation and political pressure aimed at dismantling the Federation. The jungles and waterways of Borneo became the battleground. Indonesian troops deployed to confront Malaysian and Commonwealth forces faced a daunting task. The terrain was unforgiving, the logistical challenges immense. It was in this crucible of conflict that the Mi-6, with its unparalleled lift capacity and range, would prove its worth. The confrontation between Indonesia and Malaysia was rooted in a complex web of historical grievances and political ambitions. The formation of the Federation of Malaysia in 1963, incorporating territories that Indonesia claimed as its own, ignited the flames of conflict. Sukarno, a charismatic leader with a vision of Indonesian greatness, viewed the Federation as a direct challenge to his country's regional aspirations. Operation Dwikora, launched in 1964, was Indonesia's response. It was a two-pronged strategy, confrontasi, a campaign of military incursions into Malaysian territory, and political and diplomatic pressure aimed at isolating Malaysia on the international stage. Indonesia sought to undermine the Federation, exploiting internal divisions and rallying international support for its cause. The conflict, though often overshadowed by the Vietnam War, had far-reaching consequences. It drew in regional and global powers, with the United States, the United Kingdom and Australia supporting Malaysia, while the Soviet Union and China provided backing to Indonesia. The Dwikora conflict became a microcosm of the Cold War rivalries that were dividing the world. The arrival of the Mi-6 helicopters was a game-changer for the Indonesian armed forces. These aerial workhorses, capable of carrying over 70 fully equipped troops or up to 12 tons of cargo, provided a lifeline to Indonesian soldiers operating in the depths of the Borneo jungle. Prior to their deployment, supplying and reinforcing troops in this challenging environment was a logistical nightmare. The Mi-6s changed all that. The Mi-6s were not confined to transport duties. They were versatile platforms, adapted for a variety of roles. They could be armed with rocket pods and machine guns, providing close air support to ground troops. Their spacious interiors could be converted into mobile command centers, allowing commanders to direct operations from the air. The Mi-6s became the eyes and ears of the Indonesian army, providing reconnaissance and intelligence-gathering capabilities. Their impact on the battlefield was immediate and profound. Troops could be deployed rapidly to remote outposts, bypassing treacherous jungle trails. Supplies, including heavy equipment and ammunition, could be delivered directly to the front lines. The Mi-6SS gave the Indonesian army a level of mobility and logistical flexibility that it had never possessed before. Beyond their role in troop transport and logistical support, the Mi-6 helicopters proved to be invaluable assets in medical evacuations. The jungles of Borneo, with their venomous snakes, tropical diseases, and ever-present risk of combat injuries, posed a constant threat to the well-being of Indonesian soldiers. The Mi-6s, with their spacious cabins and ability to land in confined areas, became lifelines for the wounded. Medical teams, equipped with stretchers and essential medical supplies, would accompany the helicopters on their mercy missions. Wounded soldiers, often suffering from gunshot wounds, jungle infections or debilitating illnesses, could be airlifted to field hospitals in a matter of hours. The Mi-6s significantly reduced the time it took to get casualties to safety, dramatically improving their chances of survival. The psychological impact of the Mi-6s on the morale of Indonesian troops cannot be overstated. Knowing that they had a reliable means of evacuation in case of injury or illness boosted their confidence and fighting spirit. The Mi-6s were not just machines, they were symbols of hope, a testament to the Indonesian government's commitment to the well-being of its soldiers. Section 5. Logistical Tightrope. Operating and maintaining a fleet of sophisticated helicopters in the challenging conditions of Southeast Asia presented a formidable logistical challenge for the Indonesian Air Force. The Mi-6s, while incredibly robust machines, required specialized maintenance and a steady supply of spare parts. These were not always readily available, and the Indonesian Air Force had to rely on the Soviet Union for their supply. The humid climate and frequent rainfall took a toll on the helicopters, accelerating corrosion and requiring constant attention from ground crews. Spare parts, often shipped by sea from the Soviet Union, could take months to arrive. The Indonesian Air Force had to become adept at improvisation, cannibalizing parts from grounded helicopters to keep the remaining fleet airworthy. Despite these challenges, the Indonesian Air Force managed to keep the Mi-6s flying, a testament to the dedication and ingenuity of its pilots, mechanics, and support staff. They developed a deep understanding of the helicopters, learning to troubleshoot problems and keep them operational under the most demanding circumstances. Section 6. The inevitable grounding. The end of Indonesia's confrontation with Malaysia in 1966 marked a turning point in the Mi-6's service life. With the conflict over, the Indonesian Air Force began to scale down its operations. The logistical challenges of maintaining the Mi-6 fleet, always present but manageable during wartime, became increasingly burdensome in peacetime. The supply of spare parts from the Soviet Union, already unreliable during the conflict, became even more erratic. The Indonesian government, facing economic constraints, was reluctant to allocate scarce resources to maintain a fleet of aging helicopters. The writing was on the wall for the Mi-6s. By the early 1970s, most of the Mi-6 fleet had been grounded, victims of spare part shortages and a shifting strategic landscape. The Indonesian Air Force, seeking to modernize its fleet, began to look to Western manufacturers for replacements. The era of the Soviet giant in Indonesian skies was drawing to a close. Section 7. Enduring Legacy. Though their service life in Indonesia was relatively short, the Mi-6 helicopters left an indelible mark on the country's military history. They had played a crucial role in Operation Dwikora, providing the Indonesian armed forces with an unprecedented level of air mobility and logistical support. Their ability to operate in the challenging conditions of the Borneo jungle had earned them the respect of friend and foe alike. The legacy of the Mi-6 extends beyond its operational achievements. It served as a symbol of the close relationship between Indonesia and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The helicopters were a tangible manifestation of Soviet support for Indonesia's struggle against Malaysia, a testament to the geopolitical alliances of the era. The Mi-6s also left a lasting impact on the Indonesian Air Force. The experience of operating and maintaining such sophisticated machines provided valuable lessons in logistics, maintenance, and tactical airlift. The skills and knowledge acquired by Indonesian pilots and ground crews during the Mi-6 era would serve them well in the years to come. Section 8. Conclusion. The Mi-6 helicopter, a symbol of Soviet engineering might, played a pivotal role in one of Southeast Asia's forgotten conflicts. Its thunderous presence over the jungles of Borneo marked a turning point in Indonesia's military capabilities, providing a lifeline to troops and shaping the course of Operation Dwikora. Though their service life was brief, the Mi-6s left an enduring legacy, a testament to the enduring impact of technology on the battlefield and the complex web of international relations that shaped the Cold War era.